Hello, my name is David Johnson, Principal Scientist at CPI, a partner on the LEABED project, and today I'm going to talk to you about the steps you need to take to benefit from LEABED. So briefly, what is LEABED? LEABED is a single entity that allows end-to-end innovation in printed electronics. It's made up of a series of companies and research technology organisations across the printed electronics supply chain, and it brings together expertise to help you innovate regardless of where your product sits in that supply chain. So LEABED's purpose is to de-risk your innovations by identifying opportunities and mitigating risks early. The whole printed electronics supply chain can benefit from this, and other stakeholders as well, including standards organisations and regulatory bodies. So in broad strokes, the markets who will benefit from LEABED are people involved in total printed electronics. Some markets might include wearables, Internet of Things, energy harvesting, automotive, displays, lighting, heating, sensors, construction, wearables, packaging, nanomaterial producers, people who produce RFID or have need for RFID and NFC tags, and indeed printed batteries. But it doesn't end there, as I alluded to earlier. The whole ecosystem for printed electronics not only takes into account technical users, those shown on the right of this diagram, but also commercial and regulatory stakeholders shown on the left. So LEABED has built into it the ability to identify sources of funding, identify appropriate standards around legal standards, test standards, safety standards, and so on. And indeed, also, we have expertise in safety and life cycle analysis. So it really is essentially a one-stop shop for printed and embedded electronic devices. So the first step in engaging with LEABED is the phase one process. Here, new ideas can be assessed on technical, economic, and safety criteria before any experimental work starts. That de-risks your project and provides the correct focus for the subsequent experimental and development work. Once assessed and the focus of the project defined, you move on to the phase two experimental part of the pilot line, or development part of the pilot line. So phase two will involve you working with technical experts across different parts of the supply chain. For example, a nanomaterial producer may find themselves working with experts in formulation and component production to test their new materials. So in other words, to turn it into an ink and then demonstrate it in a device. Or a device manufacturer may consult with the nanomaterials experts on new functional materials, and or work with experts in the design and test of printed electronic components. And then on to phase three. This is the sort of handback. This is where we take the knowledge and know-how developed on phase two and make sure you secure your IP, identify investors, and define what regulatory framework you'll be working within, and indeed assess the life cycle of your product. So I think one thing to take from this is it is complex working across such a wide innovation supply chain. So, you're working across so many different technical areas, it can be difficult to do. However, the purpose of LEABED is to make it easier for you to do that and guide you through it. And to make it even easier for you, we've created a single entry point. In other words, somewhere you can go where we can direct you to the correct experts rather than you having to anticipate who you need to speak with. You can find the links to the single entry point on our website, shown below. And from there, from the single entry point, you'll be required to ask to complete a user requirement sheet. As much detail, or indeed as little detail as you can. It's a relatively straightforward document, but it asks you to lay out what your product is, what your ambitions for it are, and give us a problem statement. This doesn't need to be completed in full, just as much as you can. That'll help direct us to direct this to the correct technical expert. That URS, as I said, will take you to the correct technical expert who can then define your problem in more detail and determine whether LEABED can help you, and then take you through that phase one process. So as you can see below, there you are, single entry point, you are here. That's all you have to do to start engaging with LEABED. Go to the single entry point, complete the URS, and we'll take you on from there. And with that, well, I'd encourage you to visit the LEABED website and get started today. Thank you very much.